Why John Cena versus R-Truth at SNME is non-title, the best and worst of WWE Raw. Zoe Stark brutally injured. The Wyatt Sicks WWE return date accidentally leaked. WWE fumbled a popular star's appearance on Raw. Seth Rollins WWE future confirmed. Dominik Mysterio calls Liv Morgan angrily. Roxanne Perez and Dominik Mysterio love triangle. Austin Theory turns face. CM Punk wasted on Raw. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE Raw. The latest Raw episode brought a mix of thrilling matches and tough moments. Sheamus took down Grayson Waller, finally getting revenge after Waller dodged him weeks ago. Austin Theory loved seeing his tag partner get what he deserved. Kairi Sane returned to the ring for the first time since December, but fell to Rhea Ripley in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Zoe Stark, back after weeks away, suffered a brutal injury during the same match. Logan Paul and Gunther clashed over the World Heavyweight Championship, with Seth Rollins stepping in to talk to both at different points. Here's the rundown of the best and worst from the last Raw before Saturday night's main event. Number 1. Pentas' heartbreaking defeat. Imagine a high-stakes tag team match with AJ Styles and Penta facing JD McDonough and Finn Balor of Judgment Day. All four are ringmasters, locked in a heated feud. The catch? Only McDonough could take a loss without hurting his momentum. Penta's been pinned too often since his debut, and another loss stings. Styles, fresh off a WrestleMania loss to Logan Paul, and Balor, whose star power has faded despite his Universal Champion past, didn't need this either. El Grande Americano's interference cost Penta and Styles the win on Raw. The match was electric, with Penta's mask at the center of the drama, hinting at a bigger story with Americano. Still, there had to be a smarter way to push that feud without pinning the beloved luchador again. Number 2. Tyrese Halleberton's misplaced spotlight. Instead of showcasing underused Raw stars, the show gave a full pre-taped interview to Indiana Pacers' star Tyrese Halleberton. He's a huge WWE fan, and with his team facing the New York Knicks in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, fans of both teams, made a bet on the outcome. The segment felt like an ESPN clip, not a Raw moment. They also revealed Halleberton as a character in the WWE 2K25 video game. This could have been a quick social media post, not a nearly 10-minute segment. That time would have been better spent on stars like Karrion Kross, Ludwig Kaiser, Bayley, or Dragon Lee in the LWO. Number 3. Main event's chaotic mess. Triple H can't resist overloading his champions matches with drama. John Cena's WWE Championship wins came with cheating and interference. Jey Uso, booked in too many matches lately, faced Braun Breaker on Raw in a repeat of their Intercontinental title feud. Neither could afford a loss, so we got another disqualification finish. Paul Heyman's meddling led to Seth Rollins blindsiding Jey, which brought out Sami Zayn and then CM Punk. When Jey climbed back into the ring, Logan Paul hit him for the 4th time. The crowd was electric, but the overbooked chaos left everyone wanting a cleaner fight. Number 4. CM Punk's wasted moments. CM Punk is a wrestling legend, but Raw's not treating him like one lately. He doesn't need to show up every week, but when he does, 2-minute cameos to save someone aren't enough. Last week, he saved Sami Zayn, and this week, he did it again. With a match this weekend, Punk could have cut a fiery promo to hype it up, unlike Halleberton, who got more airtime. Jey Uso, the world champion, appeared in 2 in-ring segments and 2 backstage ones. Even Gunther, a champion, didn't get that much focus. The audience craved more from Punk, and Raw dropped the ball. Number 5. Roxanne Perez shines bright. Roxanne Perez took on Becky Lynch and Natalya in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Natalya, in her first WWE singles match in a while, looked sharp with no rust. The three traded slick counters and pin attempts, with Natty locking both in the sharpshooter at once. The crowd roared for Perez against Lynch, showing the man's heel game and the Prodigy's connection with fans in 2025. Lyra Valkyria got revenge on Lynch, and since it was a no DQ triple threat, it was fair game. Perez pinned Natalya, boosting her rising star status. Finn Balor then brought Perez to meet Judgment Day, hinting she might join. Dominik Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez weren't thrilled, but Dom softened when Perez handed him a box of chicken nuggets. She also gave Carlito a bag of apples. Zoey Stark brutally injured. Zoey Stark suffered a gruesome injury on Raw that left everyone stunned. She was rushed backstage for medical checks after a qualification match for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Facing a returning Kairi Sane and Rhea Ripley, Stark was eager to shine in her first on-screen appearance in weeks. Sadly, it ended in disaster. During the match, Stark went for a drop kick on Sane but misjudged, landing awkwardly. Her right leg buckled unnaturally, and her knee swelled instantly. She lay in the ring, screaming in agony, as the match halted and doctors rushed to her side. Clearly unable to continue, she couldn't even walk and had to be carried backstage. There's talk it could be an ACL or MCL tear, but nothing's confirmed yet. Stark's no stranger to knee trouble. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee noted her history of serious leg injuries. Back in NXT, at Halloween Havoc, she tore her ACL, MCL, and meniscus, sidelining her for nearly a year. The crowd held its breath, hoping this isn't another long road to recovery for Stark. The Wyatt Sicks WWE return date accidentally leaked. The Wyatt Sicks, WWE's eerie faction, haven't appeared on TV for months. After being drafted to SmackDown in the first-ever transfer window, they vanished, leaving the crowd eager for their comeback. It's been one of WWE's best-kept secrets until now. Sharp fans think they've cracked the code on when the group might return. While WWE hasn't spilled any official details, a well-known WWE source dropped a hint that got everyone talking, saying the Sicks return could be close, especially since Alexa Bliss, rumored to be tied to the heel faction, returned to SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Fans, digging deeper, believe the Sicks could reappear at the SmackDown airing on May 23rd from N-Market Arena in Savannah, Georgia. An ex-user pointed out that everything lines up for the Sicks return this week. Uncle Howdy, a key member, hails from Georgia, where the next SmackDown takes place, and a hometown comeback could spark a huge reaction. Plus, May 23rd marks the birthday of the late Bray Wyatt, making it a perfect moment for the Sicks to honor the former WWE champion. A return like this could help the mysterious group connect better with the crowd, something they struggled with before. This is all guesswork, as WWE hasn't confirmed anything. Still, insiders think Alexa Bliss could be the Sicks' newest member, playing a big part in rebuilding their presence on SmackDown. On the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, WWE analyst Sam Roberts predicted Bliss would be central to their return, possibly using a 2025 Money in the Bank win to set up their comeback, either with her or against her. Are they connected with Alexa Bliss or not connected at all? And are they over there doing their own thing? Because, I kind of feel like all parties would benefit greatly. I think, and maybe it's a matter of Alexa Bliss wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then she brings back the Wyatt Sicks. And now you've got this group that has all this power, because Alexa Bliss has the Money in the Bank briefcase, and the Wyatt Sicks are back, Or maybe it's like the Wyatt Sicks come back and feel like Alexa Bliss has betrayed them, and then we see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss going at it, Roberts said. It's anyone's guess what Triple H's creative team has in store for the Wyatt Sicks, but the anticipation is building fast. WWE fumbled a popular star's appearance on Raw. Vince Russo, a former WWE head writer, slammed Triple H for mishandling Logan Paul's segment with Jey Uso on Raw. The two are set to clash at Saturday night's main event this weekend. The YouTube star turned wrestler opened the show but was cut off by Gunther. While dealing with the ring general, Jey Uso came out of nowhere and nailed Paul with a super kick, firing a bold shot before their title match. On a recent Legion of Raw episode, Russo broke down the opening clash between Paul and Uso. He argued that Paul, the heel, needed more heat going into the big event. Russo felt anyone on the creative team could have crafted a better segment to make Paul look stronger and build more tension for the showdown. We had Jey superkick Logan Paul in the first segment. We're going to Logan Paul and Jey on Saturday night's main event. Literally, my bulldog Penelope could have roadsick for Logan Paul to come back at the end of the show, get his heat back on Jey Uso. My bulldog could have roadsick that, and my bulldog doesn't have a brain. He could have roadsick that, but not Triple H. Triple H ain't gonna write that. Paul did manage to strike back at the end of Raw, catching Uso off guard and dropping him with the one lucky punch. Now, all eyes are on whether the Maverick can end Jey's dreamlike championship reign in a flash this weekend. Seth Rollins' WWE future confirmed. Seth Rollins' heel faction is dominating Raw. On the latest show, the Visionary had a tense backstage face-off with Logan Paul before Paul's big match against Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event. During their talk, Rollins made it clear that the Maverick won't be joining his group anytime soon. Rumors had swirled about Paul becoming the fourth member of Rollins' faction after getting tangled in Seth and Jey's feud. But when Rollins confronted Paul, he pointed out that Paul's got his hands full with the Yeet Master. He also revealed that the World Heavyweight Champion Jey will face Braun Breaker on Raw, leaving Jey less than fresh for SNME. If Paul pulls off the upset and takes Jey's title, he'll owe Rollins a nod. Plus, Rollins teased reigniting their rivalry from WrestleMania 39, this time with the championship potentially at stake. This shows Rollins is laser-focused on capturing the World Heavyweight Championship and has no plans to add Paul or anyone else to his faction right now. Paul Heyman showed up on Raw, backing up Rollins' long-term goals. The the Wisemen faced Jay and dropped a bombshell about the future of the World Heavyweight Championship. Whether it's you or Logan Paul or Gunther, you're all short-term. The long-term plan for the World Heavyweight Championship, fact, is Seth freaking Rollins, the visionary said. Money in the Bank 2025 is WWE's next big event, and while Rollins' role isn't set, putting him in the ladder match could be a game-changer. After the event, Gunther is slated to challenge the world champion, whether it's Paul or Jay. If WWE wants to give Rollins a title shot, it might happen later this year. The months ahead will be thrilling, with a possible Jay Rollins showdown promising a must-see clash. Dominik Mysterio calls Liv Morgan angrily. Dominik Mysterio was fuming after a bold move by a WWE star. Right before Raw kicked off, Mia Yim, known as Michin, walked right up to him with a message. She told Dominik to pass a warning to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. She's gunning for their women's tag team titles. Michin made it clear she knew Morgan was in Tokyo, but she was ready to take on both champs and their titles when they return. To top it off, she patted Dominik's Intercontinental title, which set the champion off. Clearly rattled, Dominik grabbed his phone and called Liv Morgan, his anger boiling over as he dialed. "Oh, I know Liv's in Tokyo right now, but when you see her and Raquel, let them know that Michin will be ready for them, okay?" Michin later shared a video of the tense moment on social media, doubling down with a message that she and B-Fab are ready for a title shot. "Myself and the Vibe Bree would love to welcome back the women's tag team champs back to the States," Michin wrote. What happens next is up in the air. If Liv Morgan comes back and grants Michin a title shot, her plan might just pay off. Roxanne Perez and Dominik Mysterio love triangle. Roxanne Perez isn't in the Judgment Day, but she's shaking things up. For weeks, she's been spotted chatting backstage with Finn Balor on Raw. On the latest show, Perez won her Money in the Bank qualifier, and Balor, alongside JD McDonough, scored a tag team victory. Later, the two shared the screen when Balor brought Perez to meet the Judgment Day. Dominik Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, Carlito, and JD McDonough. He made it clear Perez isn't joining the group, but noted that Dominik's been talking about needing help, maybe even a new member. Balor suggested Perez could support Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Then she handed out gifts, a pile of chicken nuggets for Dominik and an apple for Carlito. The moment sparked talk of a love triangle between Dirty Dom and Perez, with their backstage glances hard to miss. Liv Morgan, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, has been absent for weeks, filming a movie. Her absence has left the Judgment Day thin in the women's division, and tensions are simmering within the group, especially with Balor. His introduction of Perez only stirred the pot. On Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, wrestling veteran Vince Russo predicted this move sets up a future clash. He believes Perez's appearance is laying the groundwork for a showdown with Morgan when she returns from filming. "I'm just looking at this rosy Roxanne Perez, and she's like every other female wrestler I've seen for the last 3 years. There's no character, there's absolutely nothing there. And oh my god, that's gonna be the big story. She's gonna be in the clubhouse, and then Liv is gonna come back in 4 weeks when she's done shooting her movie. That's the big story. And Liv's going to say, what is she doing here? And then Liv and Rosie, Roxanne, are going to have an angle," Russo said. Perez and Morgan are both fan favorites and ring standouts. Whether WWE is building toward a feud between them is still up in the air, but the sparks are flying. Austin Theory turns face. On Raw tonight, Austin Theory turned his back on Grayson Waller in a shocking moment. The duo, known as A-Town Down Under, had been a solid tag team, even snagging the WWE Tag Team Championship. But lately, things have soured. Waller's been pinning their failures on Theory, calling it friendship. This was clear on the May 5th Raw, when Waller dodged a match with Sheamus by shoving Theory into the ring without warning, leading to an easy win for the Celtic Warrior. Tonight, though, Waller had to face Sheamus himself in a singles match. The match was intense, but cracks showed between Waller and Theory. Waller, cocky as ever, told Theory to take notes while he controlled the ring early on. When Waller couldn't finish Sheamus, he tried to bolt, but Theory blocked his escape, urging him to stay and fight. That left Waller open to Sheamus's 10 beats of the Bodhrán and a crushing brogue kick for the win. To twist the knife, Theory smirked and laughed as Waller took the beating, still chuckling after the match ended. For months, Waller threw Theory under the bus while slipping away unharmed. This time, Theory flipped the script, refusing to bail out his partner and letting Waller taste his own medicine. Though A-Town Down Under hasn't split yet, it's hard to see them lasting much longer. Talk is swirling that Triple H might be ready to make Austin Theory a fan favorite. The WWE Draft 2025 is coming, and it could shake up rosters, breaking up teams like A-Town Down Under to give stars a fresh start. Theory's unlikely to jump to SmackDown since he just moved to Raw this year, where he's had his biggest wins. With SmackDown struggling since its Netflix switch, Raw's been the main focus, and keeping Theory there makes sense for a big push. The crowd's been begging for Theory to get a major spotlight, and it'll be exciting to see if Triple H delivers the massive babyface run fans have wanted for years. CM Punk wasted on Raw. Vince Russo, a former WWE head writer, was stunned by how little CM Punk was used on this week's Raw. The fan-favorite star was in Greenville for the tapings, but only appeared in the final moments. Punk raced to the ring with Sami Zayn to save Jey Uso from a vicious attack by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, sparking a wild brawl to end the show. On a recent Legion of Raw episode, Russo ripped into Triple H and the creative team for wasting Punk's star power. He pointed out that the show needed big names, and Punk could have added serious spark. Russo was furious that the best in the world got just a fleeting moment in the closing segment. You got CM Punk in the house on a S show, pardon my French, and you're gonna use him the last 90 seconds of the show. Punk is there. You flew him in. He's been in catering all day. That's how Triple H is going to use him on this show. Punk's set for a major tag team match at Saturday night's main event, teaming with Sami Zayn against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, with Paul Heyman in their corner. Why John Cena versus R-Truth at SNME is non-title. After John Cena defeated Randy Orton in the main event at Backlash, the WWE champion clashed with R-Truth, one of his biggest fans. Their tense exchange at the post-show press conference ended with Cena putting Truth through a table. This led to a match being set between R-Truth and his childhood hero for Saturday night's main event on May 24th. Surprisingly, the WWE Championship won't be on the line. The former allies will face off in a non-title bout, and wrestling veteran Vince Russo shared his take on why WWE made this call. On Legion of Raw with Dr. Chris Featherstone, the former WWE writer criticized the company, saying they're trying to trick fans into thinking Truth has a real shot at winning. They're making it a non-title match to make us believe that Truth's gonna go over. If it's a title match, no way, Truth will win. But if it's a non-title match, Truth may go over. They really believe people are that stupid and ignorant, Russo said. The Saturday night's main event card is stacked with big fights. Alongside Cena versus R-Truth, Jey Uso defends his World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul. Fans will also see CM Punk and Sami Zayn battle Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, plus a heated steel cage showdown between longtime rivals Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest.